Honorable members, let us pray. Almighty God, we beseech you to behold with your pardon, favor, and blessings as your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to leadership positions in this republic. We seek guidance to treat and consider all matters that will come under deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interest you have committed to our charge. Amen. So, honorable members, welcome for today's session, being the Wednesday morning session. Clerk, you may read the business on the order paper.
Order number 1, administration of oil.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, I have several communications to make this morning. And first and foremost, as you can see in the public gallery, we have some guests. I would like to acknowledge the presence of the public gallery this morning, visiting pupils and teachers of Kaborok Primary School in Waldai Ward. In our usual tradition of receiving and welcoming visitors to the assembly, I extend a warm welcome to them, and on behalf of the assembly, wish them a fruitful visit. So I will let give a chance to the MCA for Waldai Ward to welcome them. But before that, I will need to make the other communications. Honorable members, we have received a letter from the Kericho Association of Contractors and Suppliers through the Office of the Leader Majority, County Assembly of Kericho. And the subject matter is that they're inviting us for a party. And I'll read the section that refers to this invitation. We refer to the above subject and wish to humbly invite you to join us as we celebrate 10 years of existence. The occasion is scheduled to take place at Far Hills Gardens, Kericho Town, on 4th August 2023 as from 9:30 a.m. So the key dates is 4th of August 2023, and you are invited as from 9:30 a.m. The other communication, honorable members, is from the Chairperson, Education and Child Welfare Committee, and this is communication to the whole honorable members, and I'll read the communication as follows. The Committee on Education has since received a list of beneficiaries for the scholarship program from the County Executive Committee member in charge of education, and request all elected members confirm the list with the respective committee clerk by close of business Friday, 4th of July 2023. So document all elected members confirm with the respective committee clerk by close of business Friday, 4th of July 2023. This in regard to scholarship program which the governor had indicated. So the list is available, and you're supposed to confirm by Friday, 4th of July 2023. The other communication is from the CC in charge of health services, and the subject matter is request for informal consultative meeting on Mashujaa Day celebration. I'll read the contents of the letter. This year's Mashujaa Day will be celebrated in Kericho County. As we prepare with His Excellency the President, we are cognizant of this year's theme on universal health coverage. Various activities will happen in Kericho County with regard to this year's theme of universal health coverage. It is on this basis that the Department of Health Services request an informal consultative meeting with the County Assembly. We look forward for a positive response. So the consultative meeting has been scheduled for next week, Tuesday, the 8th of August 2023 at 10 a.m. in the chambers. And this will happen after the morning session of Tuesdays on 8th. So take note that, honorable members, for this particular meeting, which will happen next week on Tuesday, 8th August at 10 a.m. after the morning session to discuss on this agenda of universal health coverage, which will culminate on Mashujaa Day to be held in Kericho. So, honorable members, I would wish then to give to the MCA for World Award to welcome students from Kaborok Primary School so that we can proceed with the next agenda. Welcome, Honorable Julia Shelley.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for the opportunity you have given to me. Only to welcome my students from my ward. I want to tell them to feel free. They are most welcome to learn and to have ambition one day, one time, be one of us or to be one of the speakers in the Kericho Assembly or National Assembly. So you are most welcome. Welcome.
So thank you so much. Maybe I'll give to one member of the Education Committee to welcome them so that we can proceed. I can see the Vice Chair, Education, just a minute.
Asante sana Bwana Spika kwa kunipa hii nafasi, pia ninyoshe mkono wa kualika na kuwakaribisha wanafunzi kutoka shule ya Kaborok wenye wamepata nafasi siku ya leo kujumuika pamoja nasi ili wapate kwa njia moja au nyingine wajifunze jinsi na mienendo ya kaunti yetu ya Kericho. Bwana Spika, ningependa niseme baada ya hii tano Mungu tutaweza kujumuika pamoja na wanafunzi na kupata kujieleza na kujifunza mambo mengi. Asante sana Bwana Spika.
Thank you so much, Honorable Matthew Korir, Vice Chair Education. Clerk, proceed with the next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Honorable members, we have a report on statement raised by Honorable Matthew Korir by Chairman Agriculture Committee. So, Chairman Agriculture Committee, please highlight the outcome of the statement raised by Honorable Matthew Korir. Welcome.
Thank you once again, the Speaker of the day. This is a report on the statement raised by Honorable Matthew Korir concerning the can read the introduction part of it, and we'll see what next. The Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries was established pursuant to livestock sale yard, habitats, plant and animal diseases control and fisheries, animal control and welfare, including licensing of dogs and facilities for the accommodation, care and burial of animal and veterinary services, excluding regulation of the profession. Committee members, I think you can read for yourself that one. Statement raised by Honorable Matthew Korir regarding the machine being used by multinational. In response, the question.
Yes, a point of order by Honorable Matthew Gilbert Ngetich.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. First is to just welcome the pupils from a school from this county. It is in order for the honorable member, because we have visitors, to read the committee membership, because not all of us do have this regular pamphlet. We have visitors who will want to know who is this chairman to the committee and the membership, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
So thank you. I think I want to make direct as follows to the Chair Agriculture. Since this is the only report we're tabling this morning, please go to the report and also read the membership, so that for the benefit of our visitors in the public gallery, they will also be able to know the composition. So just go through the report as it is and just highlight an area you think you need to add more information. So
Thank you,
proceed.
Mr. Speaker. For the benefit of my colleague from the Sierra Ward, I'll read the names of the members. One, the chairman, Julius Siele. Hon Patrice Chepkemoi, vice chair. Hon Eric Bet, member. Francis Terer, member. Kimweno Kirui, member. Kiprotich Chokony, member. Richard Langat, member. Cheriot Bet, member. And Anthony Ruto, member. I hope he's satisfied now, Speaker. There was a statement from my colleague, Honorable Matthew Korir, regarding the machine used by multinational. The statement entails the following. The total number of machines being used by multinational companies in Kericho County, the number of employees before the introductions of the machine, and the number retained to work as tea pluckers in 8 of multinational companies. Total amount paid in lieu of rates to Kericho County. The current cost of hand plucking per kilo versus the cost incurred using the machine, and the risk as results of using machine and measures to mitigate the risk. The Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries, the statement raised was committed to Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries Committee on 9th November 2022 for further inquiry and the reporting to the House. The County Assembly wrote to County Executive Committee member in charge of Agriculture, Livestock and Cooperative to respond to the issue raised in the statement sought. Respond. The County Executive in charge of Agriculture and Cooperative responded to the statement on 4th April 2023. A letter referenced as number KEC-33-Volume 1-80, date 3rd April 2023. You can see for yourself Annexure 2 for further confirmation. The committee held a meeting with the County Assembly to deliberate on the response for the County Executive member in charge of Agriculture, Livestock and Cooperatives as responded as follows. The number of machines used by multinational companies in Kericho County. The CEC Agriculture, Livestock and Cooperative responded that based on the report on the task force, nearly all large-scale tea producers and other subsectors have introduced mechanized tea harvesting in varying proportion, some of which are 100% mechanized. The following is the extent of machine in different large-scale tea producers. James Finlay, all tea harvesting producers, all tea harvesting operation in James Finlay are mechanized. the machine currently in use include self-propelling tea harvesters, 3 model and held tea harvesters operated by one person, 2 model. The models kept changing as new products are developed. Number 2, Sotik Tea Highlands Estate. In this tea estate, 15% are plucked by hand, while the rest is plucked using the machine. The various types of machine currently in use include self-propelling machines and handheld machine operated by 2 persons. Number 3, Kaisuku Limited. In this company, 90% of tea is plucked by machine and only 10% are plucked by hand. The type of machine currently in use of the company are 2 held machine, 20 in number, modified 2 main held machine with wheels, 5 and shear plucking tool, 60 in number. Mauti. The hand plucking at the company stands at 10%, while machine plucking is at 90%. The type of the machine currently in use in Mauti Limited are 2-man pulled machine, 80 number, and manual shear machine, 60 number. The number of employees, that is in response to the second question. The number of employees before the introductions of the machine and the number retained to work as tea pluckers in the said multinational companies as responded by the CECM Agriculture, Livestock and Cooperative is that the same information was not provided to the task force team. However, a letter was forwarded to the chairman, Kenya Tea Growers Association, for response on the same. You can see for yourself the annexure 3 and answer that statement. The chairman, Kenya Tea Growers Association, responded, though did not provide the sought information
there's a
on
point
the
of
number
order.
of
Honorable, a point of order, Honorable Matthew Korir. What is your point of order? Please rise.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, sir, is it in order for our EPO chair here, Agriculture, to tell us you can find for yourself through the document while we are sitting? Is it possible for the chair to read the whole report? Because I think when it tells us you can see for yourself, we have the visitors in the gallery. Where do these visitors will refer to see the report, the way the chair is alleging to us?
Honorable Chair, Agriculture, the report you're reading, of course, has annexures. So maybe you just need to refer to the annexures. Once you finish the report, you can always highlight the annexures because there are many of them. So I refrain from using those words which may mean different for the members. So just refer to the annexures, and later on you can highlight what is contained in those annexures as you finish the report, because the annexures are supposed to support your report. So as you read, also restrain with the language you use in terms of referring the annexures, so that members feel that you are doing the report in the right way. So stand guided. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think the issue was, I know the content is lengthy, but I will wish my members could understand how the document is. But I'll request them. We'll do the necessary when it comes to annexures. I was in Annexure 3. So I think you can go and look at how it is.
Yes, Honorable Chair, this is what I am directing, that you read the whole report, and then when you go to annexures, you'll now highlight what was in the contents of those things. So you don't need to go back to the annexures and read again, because they are attached for reference.
Okay, the
So
total.
so go to the report. Once you're done, when you go to annexures now, you'll be able to now summarize on what has been attached. So just go through the report as you have read, but just note that you'll have to give a summary of the annexures supporting your report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The total amount paid in lieu of rates to Kericho County. The table below shows how expansive and each large-scale tea producers and other tea subsectors is in land size and the total amount paid in lieu of rates to Kericho County. These are the numbers of the companies that we have in our county. That is James Finlay, Ekatera. James Finlay has an acreage of 3,842 hectares, and the amount paid per year, I think you can see for yourself, that is 13,757,040. Ekatera acreage, that is 5,293.56. That is in hectares. And the amount paid is 1,258,034. Only what was given is only year 2022. The rest was not stated. Mauti multipurpose cooperative hectares 49.99. The amount was not stated. Kaisuku 493 hectares, not stated the amount paid. Jesumot 50 hectares.
Yes, point of order, the majority.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, the purpose, even though the chairperson for agriculture, Mr. Speaker, has not completed going through or reading the report, Mr. Speaker, but as far as what we required or what the purpose why Honorable Matthew Kuri sorted this statement, Mr. Speaker, sir, is basically to get the answers of these issues. Maybe how much, more so particularly, how much are we getting in terms of land rates to the county government, Mr. Speaker, because that is what we are using for development in our various wards, Mr. Speaker. And now, I don't know, it is through your guidance that we are not provided for the information, and chairman has proceeded to come and table the same report before the House, Mr. Speaker, that doesn't have answers. And we are seated here, Mr. Speaker, now being read, or we are seated here to hear that this one is not stated. And I have seen through the report, Mr. Speaker, from number 3, that is Mauti Multipurpose Cooperative Society, that is sitting on approximately 50 hectares, Mr. Speaker. they have not indicated how much they've been paying to the county in terms of rates. Kaisugu T is sitting on 493 hectares. They have not stated. Chesumot, they are sitting on 50 hectares, Mr. Speaker. They have not stated. Nyayo T zone, they don't know even the size of land they are sitting on. And at the same time, they have not stated. Mr. Speaker, T research, they are sitting on our 50 hectares, Mr. Speaker. They have not stated how much they are giving to the county as revenue, Mr. Speaker. There is this Kipsigis Multipurpose Cooperative Society. They don't know even the size of land they are sitting on, Mr. Speaker. And at the same equal measure, they have not stated how much they are rendering to us in terms of land rates. And these others, Mr. Speaker, the issues of Ngoina and the likes. Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, Mr. Speaker, I don't know, it is through your guidance now, Mr. Speaker, that you will tell us whether we will still sit here, yet the information that they had been sorted has not been settled, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
There's a point of order, but well done, Rogony. What is your point of order? So that I make a direction on this.
Mr. Speaker, the chairman hasn't completed reading the report. We have answers to what he's raising. He's actually jumping the gun because we have answers. I'm a member of this committee, and we've done what is expected of us in relation to what majority leader is trying to raise. So, Mr. Speaker, let the chairman continue reading the report. We will debate the report.
All right, Honorable Gilbert Ngetich, what's your point of order? So that we can, will make a ruling on this shortly. All right, let's not be emotional. Let's just be objective.
Mr. Speaker, sir, we are not debating a report. Let me inform a member. We don't need any answer. It is only us to read the report written, which has been made clear to us, which of course we assume it is a substantive report from a committee. So we will not have a time for us to discuss whether it was right or wrong. A case in point here is Ngoina Tea Estate, which is indicated as disputed. I don't know what is disputed. The disputed is the land size, indicated disputed. We know Ngoina very clearly the size of the land. It is also visible where Ngoina exists. There is a large plantation of tea and blue gums plus houses. And it is demarcated clearly. There are no residents who lives inside Ngoina Estate, Mr. Speaker, sir. And it is very clear to indicate that a land of Ngoina is very clear, and it can be just made, a measurement can be made, or confirmation can be made clearly. So it is not ethical for me to sit down waiting for a report to be completed, which is indicating a wrong information that Ngoina Tea Estate is disputed. And there are no returns, Mr. Speaker, sir, from this Ngoina Tea Estate. I'm seeing some amount paid in lieu by here. Sasa akuna this one for Ngoina, I'm very sorry, Mr. Speaker. I'm very sorry. I withdraw and apologize, Mr. Speaker, for using Kiswahili, but I'm an English teacher, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Okay,
I wanted to say, why is there no returns in this Ngoina Estate, Mr. Speaker? Thank you.
All right, all right. Honorable members. Hold on. Honorable members, we'll give you a chance to react. But even as you give your point of information, point of order, remember the committee sat, they will have to give us answers. So I will not allow point of information, you inform, and starting with the Honorable Moses, point of information.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to seek guidance on this matter regarding the statement that was raised by the Honorable Matthew Korir. Today, Mr. Speaker, we are receiving a report, and we want to thank the committee for spending time to give us a deliberation on this, Mr. Speaker. Thirdly, Mr. Speaker, is to welcome pupils from Habarok Primary School. feel welcome, learn. It is in this assembly that you will learn and expedite and utilize the knowledge gained. Mr. Speaker, I'm drawn to point C, Mr. Speaker, on the total amount paid in new rates to Kericho County. Mr. Speaker, number one, Mr. Speaker, James Finlay is sitting on 3,842 hectares, Mr. Speaker. Ekatera is sitting on.
Yes, just before a point of order. Okay. Yes, Honorable Moses, you are on a point of information, so you need to inform us. But before that, point of order from Honorable Eric B. What is it? So that I can give you a point of information, then I will make a way forward.
Mr. Speaker, I think my point of order is this House of Rules and Procedures. Let's allow the Honorable Member, Chair, Agriculture, to complete so that we can deliberate asking questions. Because if you ask, state as Honorable Moses is stating that he's seen something in the annexure number 3 or section C, let allow the Honorable Member, the Chair, to complete so that we can give out our contribution. If you are not contented, then we can make amendment. Thank you.
So, Honorable Moses, what is your point of information? Because you rose on a point of information.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I am concerned, Mr. Speaker, that I cannot sit awaiting this report that 3,842 are paying 13 million. While, Mr. Speaker.
So, Honorable Moses Rotich, what do you want to inform the House? You are, because when you rise on a point of information,
yes,
you're supposed to.
I'm here towards that, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, but it's like you are arguing.
I'm not arguing a point, Mr.
So,
Speaker.
what is your point of information?
I'm just saying 3,842 hectares pays 13,757,000, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, we have not reached a level of debate. So, Honorable Moses Rotich, please take your seat. So, honorable members, as by the standing orders of statement, I want to direct as follows because we need to move forward. First and foremost, this was a statement raised by Honorable Matthew Korir on particular issues. And this statement seeks to answer those questions raised by the honorable member. And therefore, it is only prudent that the chairman for agriculture completes his report. Then, thereafter, you note the concerns. I will open the floor for those concerns, for debate or for anything. So, in the meantime, I will not allow any further interruption. Let the chairman complete, note your concern. The only point of order I will allow is the point of order that will enable the report to be read. So, my honorable members, please restrain yourself from interrupting further. So, chairman, finish. Note those concerns, honorable members, that you want to raise. Then I'll give it to you to raise once the chairman agriculture has finished reading the report. So, honorable members, remain calm. Overruled.
Thank you.
Chairman Agriculture, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the observation you have seen from some of my honorable members. Thank you. Number 9, Kipkepe Limited. The number of acreage you are not given, but the amount paid is 393,734. So Tikti, 782,271 acres. The amount paid is 1,258,034. Out of the expected, that is 62,901. 62,901,600 901,680. Ngoino, were not given anything. I don't know. The report will get it later. Number D, the current cost of hand plucking per kilo versus the cost in cut using the machine, as responded by the CCM Agriculture, Livestock and Cooperative. The cost of hand plucking is Kenya shilling 15 shillings and 32 cents, while the cost of harvesting of machine harvesting is 4 shilling. This shows that the cost of picking tea using hand picking is about 4 times that of using machine. Thus, the introduction of tea harvesting machines has significantly reduced the cost of production in the large-scale tea producers. E, the risk arising as a result of using machine and measures to mitigate the risks. As responded, the following risk arose from the introductions of the machine. It led to mass unemployment, culminating in extreme poverty, overcrowding, insecurity, and lack of basic needs, among other social ills. Shopping centers such as Brook, Kapsaos, Kericho Town.
Hold on. Honorable Anthony Ruta, you are out of order.
Kapsuser, Kapkelek, and Jesinende are now cost of their old vibrant self as a result of loss of earnings from former tea estate workers who used to spur the economy of the area. Mitigation measures. All the large-scale tea producers companies come up with the following suggestion, among other, as mitigation measures. 1. Phased introduction of machine, which has the effect of untimely slowing down ultimately slowing down the process of automation. 2. Collective advocacy through KTGA and other business members organizations in the advance of the development of evidence-based policies and laws. Number 3, committee observation. The Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries, having deliberated on the response to the County Executive Committee, members in charge of Agriculture, Livestock and Cooperative on the issues raised in the statement, observed that 1. That His Excellency the Governor had formed a task force called multinationals and other tea subsector stakeholders engagement through cassette notice number 13,000,047, that among other issues touch the issues raised in the statement. Hence, the information provided by the CECM, Agriculture, Livestock and Cooperatives, is based on task force reports. 2. That nearly all large-scale tea producers and other subsectors have introduced mechanized tea harvesting in varying proportion, some of which are 100% mechanized and others are various types and models of tea harvesting machine that are in use, including shear harvesters, battery power harvesters, 2-man held machine, and self-propelled harvesting machine. However, the total number of machines in operation was not provided. Number 3, the total number of employees in the multinational companies as requested was not provided, despite the fact that the CEC Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries had requested the chairman Kenya Tea Growers Association to provide the said information. Ngoinoti Estate land is dispute. Land rates paid to the county government by the LSTPS are negotiated and not based on the exact land size, acreage. Example is the payment of Kenya shilling 393,734 by Kipkepe Tea Factory and 1,258,034 by Sotik Tea Estate Company. I think you have seen the variance there. Large-scale tea producers and other tea subsectors continue to pay the land rates as at Kenya shilling 1,600 as negotiated with the defunct County Council of Kipsigis and Municipal Council of Kericho. Committee recommendation. That is number 4. 1. The county government, together with the large-scale tea producers and other tea subsectors, implement the recommendation in the report by the task force. The county executive member in charge of lands, housing, and physical planning, and the county executive committee member in charge of finance and economic planning should maximize land rates collection from large-scale tea producers, and in particular, implement the provision of Kericho County Finance Act. Number 3, the county executive committee member in charge of lands, housing, and physical planning, and the county executive committee member in charge of finance, economic planning should follow up the pending cumulative land rates to ensure that they are paid by large-scale tea producers. The land rates paid in the county government by large-scale tea producers should be based on exact number of average land size studies and not negotiated grounds. Number 5, the county executive should fast track resolving the land dispute in Ngoinoti Estate. Number 6, the county executive should engage and consider dialogue with the large-scale tea producers on the scaling down on the use of machine in their farms so as to create jobs opportunities for the locals. Mr. Speaker, an acknowledgement from the committee. The committee wishes to thank the Office of the Speaker and the clerk for the support extended to it in execution of its mandate. Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to Standing Order 205, it is my pleasant duty to table report of the committee on response to a statement raised by Matthew Korir for consideration by this House. Thank you. That is Hon Julius Siele, Chairman, Committee on Agriculture, Livestock, and Fisheries. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So thank you, Chair Agriculture Committee. Honorable members, this was a statement raised by Honorable Matthew Korir. And so once I open the floor for reaction, remember this is statement is not supposed to be debated, but we allow members to give their views so that if there are areas which was not addressed, it can be attacked. So the first person I'll give the chance is the person who raised the statement, Honorable Matthew Korir, to give his remarks on whether the questions asked have been well addressed by the committee. Welcome.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity as well to thank the Agriculture Committee, led by our able chair, Julius Siele. Despite that the report has taken long, I've just counted how many months and I find it is 10 months since I raised this statement, Mr. Speaker. One, Mr. Speaker, I am not satisfied with the report or the statement by the Agriculture Committee. Number one, Mr. Speaker, when a simple question given that the number of machines being used in multinational, how many multinational do we have? And I think, Mr. Speaker, it is high time for all the committee, if given an assignment, you don't need to, some assignment does not require a committee to go to Kisumu. You go to James Finley and find out. Mr. Speaker, number one, I've just asked a very simple question, Mr. Speaker, to the Committee on Agriculture. How many machines are being used in this multinational? Number one, Mr. Speaker, where I represent, I come from Chai Ward, Mr. Speaker, and that is where multinational are. If you talk of 2 mechanical machines used in James Finley's, surely, Mr. Speaker, I can even tell you, when you cross your border, since we are neighbors, Mr. Speaker, when you cross Kapsongoi barrier heading to workshop, you will find more than 5 machines. But the committee is telling us it is only 2 machines in James Finley's. Mr. Speaker, one, this report is not satisfactory, even not only to me, but even to the Agriculture Committee member, of which you are among the members, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when you talk about Sotik Island is not part of Kericho County. The report and the statement was very clear. Multinational within Kericho County. When you talk of Kipkepe, Mr. Speaker, those are multinational outside Kericho County. Mr. Speaker, task force has been mentioned in this report. But I want to ask, Mr. Speaker, even me, as the member of this county assembly, I have never seen a report on tax force. We might be all the visitors from Jerusalem, but today, Mr. Speaker, even the chairman agriculture, I think you never appeared before that committee. Despite that, we are coming from, I'm coming from Chai Ward, where multinational sit. I was not even invited to the committee. So, Mr. Speaker, I want the chair to clear and tell us, is this report belong to the CEC in charge of agriculture? This report belong to the task force committee report? This report belong to the executive or belong to the county assembly committee on agriculture and fisheries, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, we have other contradictions. When I raise a statement as the risks arising as a result of using machines and measures to mitigate the risk. This one I was just giving a point on health-wise. It was not about the shops along the highway. We have a number of young people who have been rendered disability at the moment because of using the machine, Mr. Speaker. So I think the committee needs to give us a better report. And I think we need to advise also the committee to come out from that side of relying from the CEC in charge of agriculture. Because at the end of the day, we will be using our resources here in the county assembly for the DSA for members to travel and go sit down and write the report. But only to come and tell you, in James Finley, when you use hand plucking, you will pay 15 shillings, 32 cents. But when you use a machine, it's 4 shillings. But the same committee cannot tell you how many machines are being used so that it can reduce the cost of the cost of harvesting, Mr. Speaker. So one, Mr. Speaker, I'm not satisfied with the report, and I want to thank the EPO Chair Agriculture for all that he has tried so much. I know that you have committee members, but one, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the chair. He's our EPO Chair, and he has tried. In 10 months, he has managed to give us such a report. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you so much. We'll give a few more members to make their reaction. Let me give to Robert Weldon Rogon, then Honorable Fancy Korir, and then we'll give a way forward on this so that we.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm a member of this committee, and the report as tabled, we did an extensive research, Mr. Speaker. I only want to inform the owner of the statement, and I'm only going to zero in on James Finlay. And Mr. Speaker, I want to invite the member to that section, number 1, that all tea harvesting operations in James Finlay are mechanized. The machines currently in use include self-propelling tea harvesters, 3 models. So the 3 models, I mean, Mr. Speaker, they can be 50, but the models are 3. Listen to me. And then we have handheld tea harvesters operated by 1 person, 2 models. So they can be many, but 2 models. And then the models keep changing as the new products are developed. Wait, Mr. Speaker, give me time. Give me time. Just a little.
Okay. Allow him to finish, and then I will allow you to.
I don't want to be informed, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we've in page 6, Mr. Speaker, and I want to invite all the members to go to page 6. I know this one gave us a lot of issues here. We've already written to the county secretary as a committee for them to write to these multinationals. We've demanded as a committee for the amount they are paying county government of Kericho. And it is, you would look at the recommendations, we've done it. The member in CEC in charge of finance and agriculture, we've informed them that we are not satisfied as a committee. And this one, if they are not going to give us this information, we'll go as a committee to these multinationals for them to give us the amount they are paying. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, lastly, Ngoina Tea Estate, where the member, the Honorable Ngetich.
Hold on. Let him finish.
Let me finish.
I'll give Honorable Ngetich, I'll give you in a second.
In Ngoina, Mr. Speaker, which is run by Ekatera, there is a dispute between Kericho and Nyamira, and the county government of Kericho has not been collecting the revenues from Ngoina Tea Estate. Now, Mr. Speaker, Ekatera, which occupies the largest land size in this multinational, has given this county, and we found out as a committee, even the executive is not aware, that they paid us 1,258,034 shillings against the amount Ekatera is supposed to pay this county is nearly 200 million in rates. They have never paid, Mr. Speaker. That is what we've done as a committee. And I must thank the chairman. We've done a good job. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Honorable Gilban Ngetich, you had a point of order. Gilban Ngetich, welcome.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, sir, thank you for this opportunity. I'm indeed disappointed when I hear our member telling us we told the CS, that is the CEC, that we will come back and go back to the Finlays or estates to confirm the machines when the report is in the House, Mr. Speaker. A report which is in the House should have been denied to enter the House if there was some other investigations to be done, Mr. Speaker. So I don't see the reason as to why we protect an illegality here by trying to endorse or forcing a report which is half-baked, Mr. Speaker, which is supposed to be investigated more, Mr. Speaker, in the name of they want to go back to the executive to come and inquire. And if they don't get that, they'll go back to the Finlays. What were they doing, Mr. Speaker, sir? We don't appreciate an illegality. There is no report that comes to the House that is half-baked. If they know it is half-baked, let them take back to the kitchen, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll give 2 more actions, and then I will make a ruling on this matter on the way forward. So I'll give to Honorable Fancy, then Honorable Moses, then lastly Honorable Eric B. Then from there we'll make. Remember, this report came through House Business Committee and was also approved. So we will.
Thank you, Mr.
Welcome.
Speaker, sir, for giving me this chance. And let me take this chance to welcome our pupils from Belgut. Welcome. This is the House of Rules and Procedure. And what we do the oversight, representation, and legislation. And that is why you are seeing a lot of noise. Mr. Speaker, sir, my point is that I'm so disappointed with the reports which we've been given today by the Chair Agriculture, which was raised by my able member of County Assembly from Chaik. And for sure, I'm a disappointed member because I live in James Finlay for the last 25 years. And the report which was given, the first report now touching on the mechanization, is that we have 3 models, of which it is very wrong. In the first place, James Finlay, we have many units. And for sure, this is, for your information, Chair, this is a shallow report because I'm not seeing that you went to the units for a fact-finding tour. For sure, this is a misleading information. Let's go back to James Finlay. We have many units. You start from Kapsongoi, go to Chemase, and all those. And for sure, let me take the Kapsongoi to be an example. They have machines, over 5 machines, which they work in 24 hours. And many lives have been lost, or many employees have lost their jobs from 2016. There's a lot of information, and I don't see why I was not even asked. And I have a small dictionary about the multinationals. For sure, you need to do more than this because many machines are being used in multinational. One, the big, it is called Valiant. So those are big machines. It is a size of tractors. There are 4 in every unit, and then there are machines which the 2 people are using, and then there's hand picking. There's a machine which is used by 1 person. So for sure, you need to go and find out all this information because I'm not seeing why you can give a shallow report, and yet we have the offices which can really give you the information, even in Ekatera, on all this. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm seeing we are wasting time discussing on a shallow report which do not have, and at the end of the day will not give us the answers. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, let us not waste time on this report because it shows that the Committee for Agriculture did not even go to the Ekatera or the Finlays because it's just near here. And you should have seek for guidance because we are here. I'm here, Matthew, Honorable Matthew is here so that you can get the information and bring it back to the House because we need to discuss the issues which are very factual. Otherwise, thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir.
So thank you, Honorable Moses Rodich. 1 minute, then Eric B. 1 minute, then I will make a directive on this matter.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to comment on the status of this report. I have a fundamental question, Mr. Speaker, to ask the committee. It is fortunate, Mr. Speaker, that you are also a member of this committee on agriculture. Question number 1. Did you visit these companies, Mr. Speaker? That is James Finlay, Sotik Tea, Kaisugu, Mauti. Did you visit these companies, Mr. Speaker? If yes, you have given us a very shallow report. If no, Mr. Speaker, this report should be referred back to the committee to redo the work and give us a comprehensive report that is admissible in this house, Mr. Speaker. We were not expecting answers from CEC. It was a practical form of collecting a report at the scene, Mr. Speaker, where all these activities are happening. Mr. Speaker, I seek your guidance on the same. Thank you so much.
Honorable Eric B. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me an opportunity. I stand to disagree with other honorable members who have actually objected the report. I think you're lacking the objective of a statement. The statement is just for an honorable member to know. If you wanted to know the number of machines, this committee have come up with the number of machines. And it is very clear. You see, you should not miss the point by asking other things. What do you want? If you ask the number of employees, they are stated. They have given us the number of employees. What else do you need as an honorable member? Number 3, Honorable Speaker, the amount paid. If there is a dispute, and you see you cannot overstep our mandates. As a committee on agriculture, there is nowhere you can go beyond asking the amount paid. If you've asked and you have been given as a committee, you cannot overstep your mandate. Let us be objective. Honorable members, let us not miss the point by asking about the shallowness of the report. What is this? What do you mean by asking the shallow? What is the report being shallow? This report is good. I want to support the committee and I want to congratulate the honorable member on what they have done. Allow me, Honorable Speaker, to proceed. Because I'm making my points. If this honorable member have been, if it is a mission to be asking
there's a point
the
of
report to
information.
be shallow, I want to disagree. I don't want to be informed.
There's a point of...
I don't want to be informed.
Okay, finalize your statement.
I'm finalizing by saying that if the risk, in fact,
there's a point of order from
the owner of the report is not even here.
Please, Honorable,
and he's saying the report
Eric
is shallow.
B.
I'm not seeing where the shallow of the report is. This is a full report, and I support the report, Mr.
Please
Speaker.
take your seat. Point of order, Gilbert Ngetich.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm also perturbed when we are being misled. The honorable member is a senior member who was here last time when I made a motion pertaining the jurisdiction or the boundaries of Ngoino and Kirito T estates. Is the one who made the motion to pass. Up to this day, the implementation of the same motion has not been done. Which, of course, when he says an honorable member will be satisfied by just saying the Ngoino estate is disputed, is cheating the House, Mr. Speaker, sir. This was a point whereby I was supposed to know in this indication, that is page number 7. Ngoino T estate, we wanted to actually get to know the rates which is being paid by Ngoino, in which Ngoino is in our land, that is Kericho County, Bureti sub-county, and the money has been paid for rates to Bomet County. And the governor was there, the honorable member was there when the governor was saying, the money from Mekatera has been actually prepared for us to now take over and have the money from that Ngoino estate. So when we are being cheated here, Mr. Speaker, that it is not for our knowledge to understand where the dispute, we don't dispute Ngoino estate. We are disputing the boundary. The motion was the dispute for the boundary in Ngoino estate. But the land for Ngoino estate is very clear, Mr. Speaker, sir. So, Mr. Speaker, we are not actually negating the report all that much, but the candid information which is required by this House is not there, Mr. Speaker, sir. And we cannot actually rubber stamp a report on a friendship ground, Mr. Speaker. Let us have a document that will stay in this assembly for posterity. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you so much. We are coming to almost the end of this contribution, so that I can make a ruling on the same. I see there are 2 honorable members who want to add, but I'll give you only a minute each. Remember, this is not a debate. We are just adding value to this report, because As you all know, this is a statement raised by Honorable Matthew Korir, and part of the statements you're supposed to add more information to help the this assembly to attain its objective of statements. So, Honorable Maritim, then I'll give to Honorable Vincent. In just a minute, just make your contribution, and then we'll.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mine is a very quick one, Mr. Speaker. Number E, Mr. Speaker. The risk rising as a result of using machines, Mr. Speaker. The risk is pertaining health, not unemployment. So can the chairman clarify? The risk, not employment, not the old towns becoming the towns becoming cost and cost of their own vibrant self. No. We are talking about the risk. That is about health. Honorable Member, can you please specify? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Vincent. Then Honorable Francis.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Mimi nataka nipe kamati ya ukulima 50% kwa ile kazi wamefanya, kwa sababu yale mambo ya maana ambayo tumeiona kwamba hizi makampuni za chai wanatumia 1% kubwa kutumia mashini. Hiyo ndio kitu ambayo tumeelewa. Ingine ambayo imekuja katika hii ripoti ni kwamba hizi makampuni hazitoi pesa kabisa katika kaunti yetu ya Kericho. Na ningeomba kwamba serikali yetu ya kaunti huwa wanatosha ushuru wananchi wa kawaida, lakini wameacha hizi makampuni sikae na pesa ambazo tungekuwa tunatumia. Kaunti yetu ya jirani Narok wanapata pesa mingi kwa sababu ya utalii ambayo wanaenda Masai Mara. Sisi Kericho tunajua tuko na majani chai ambaye atupei pesa hata. Na ningetaka kuambia kamati ya ukulima kwamba watie bidii at least wape kaunti yetu ya Kericho mwelekeo ambayo watafuata. Sisi tunataka ushuru hii Kericho, na kama kampuni hizi kubwa kubwa hawezi toa ushuru kwa kaunti yetu, na wananchi wa kawaida wasitoe, tukae wote, kwa sababu hatuwezi waachilia makampuni ambayo ziko kubwa kubwa watembee kule nje, ile hali tunatosha ushuru wananchi wa kawaida. So ni jukumu ya kamati ya ukulima tena warudi nyuma. Ripoti yao ni 50%. Tunataka at least ifika 80% ndio tuwe tunaifuata. So mwenyekiti wa ukulima, kasi bado iko kwako tena. Asante.
Honorable Francis Terret.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Also to thank the Committee of Agriculture for giving us this report. I'm a member, Mr. Speaker, and I want to say from the onset, the report may not be 100%, but the statement which was raised by Honorable Matthew, one was touching on the total number of machines being used by multinational companies in Kericho County. And in the response, Mr. Speaker, sir, looking at Kaisuku, for example, Mr. Speaker, sir, you can realize that the type of machines currently in use at the company are the two-man held machines, which are 20 in number, and modified two-man held machines with wheels, which are 5 in number, and the shear plucking tools, which are 60 in number, meaning there is a response from the report. So we have some information which in the report, Mr. Speaker, which tell us the number of machines we have in various and multinational companies. For example, Mr. Speaker, that is Kaisuku. Number 2, Mr. Speaker, sir, is Mau T. In Mau T, Mr. Speaker, sir, the type of machines currently used in Mau T are two-man pulled machines, which are 8 in number, and manual shear machines, which are 60 in number. So, meaning, Mr. Speaker, there is work done by the committee. Mr. Speaker, sir, on number C, the total, no, in number D, the current cost of unpicking per kilo versus the cost incurred using the machines. In this report, Mr. Speaker, sir, and in the response, the cost of hand plucking is Kenya shillings 15 shillings 32 cents, while the cost of machine harvesting is 4 shillings. Meaning, Mr. Speaker, sir, there is work done by the committee, and the report itself explanatory, Mr. Speaker, sir. It's only unfortunate that we are missing some very few things, Mr. Speaker, sir, which need to be looked at. And Mr. Speaker, sir, on the total amount paid in lieu of rates to Kericho County, Mr. Speaker, there is a table which shows some lieu of rates which are normally paid to Kericho County. It's only unfortunate that we have some Kaisuku we have some multinationals which were not stated. So, all in all, Mr. Speaker, sir, the Committee of Agriculture did a very good work. Although it may not be 100%, Mr. Speaker, sir, there is some information which were captured in this committee. So thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Lastly, Robert Dominic, so that we can come to conclusion of this report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity. I want to welcome the students, the teachers from my neighboring school, Kaborok Primary. You're welcome to this assembly. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank the committee members led by the ABO chair and the members for giving us a report. The member who have just spoken said they did their part, but the report is somehow half-baked. If you see the request from the member was clearly, because this machine in the national has affected our county in a bigger way. And the masses and the unemployment rate in our county is huge. The economy for the towns, which the Honorable Chair was saying, it's ghost town. But the request from the member, Honorable Matthew, was the number of machines. The total number of employees since the introduction of the machine, which was not answered by the committee. We have just asked the committee, Honorable Finson said he gave the committee around 50%. But you can still pull up your socks to be around 80 or 90%. Because when you say the Nini was not stated, the money which is being paid to our county is not stated. What was your recommendation? You see, it is only James Finlay and Ekatera which they are paying. The rest of the around 9 other multinational are not paying. The Mau T, the Kaisuku, the Jesumot, Nyao Tison, the T Research, Kipsix Multipurpose, the Kipkebe, and the Sotik. Although Kipkebe is being disputed and the part of the Ngoino is a disputed. What are the reasons? What are your recommendations for the same of not paying? We are not seeing the recommendation from the committee. So, the Honorable Speaker, you want to request the committee, I don't know, they gave us this report in 10 months. So if we say again we are going to give you another time, is it the same 10 months? So that means 2024, October will be back here for the same. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So thank you so much, Honorable Dominic, for your contribution. Now, honorable members, having listened to the response by the person who moved the motion, Honorable Matthew Korir, on his dissenting opinion of not addressing the concern he raised in the statement, and also having listened to your contribution on the same, both from the Committee on Agriculture and also from the members, and having also looked as the chair for this session today, this morning, and also looking at the calendar of the House, hereby direct as follows on this matter before us. This report came before the House Business Committee for consideration, and they saw it fit that it should be addressed this morning. However, looking at the contents and also noting the fact that the Committee of Agriculture did not make a physical visit to the multinationals, as the chair of this session, I find it fit to make the following directive, that the Committee on Agriculture therefore is directed to sit once again and do a work plan on how to fill gaps on the questions not addressed by this particular statement, and looking at the House business calendar of this House, which will be going on recess in the next 1 week. I direct that the Committee on Agriculture to be given 1 more month effective today, of which their mandate is to fill the gaps in the report and restrict themselves to the questions raised by the statement, and table the same report in 30 days from the date of today, effective today. So, Chair Agriculture, please note, and all the gap areas should be addressed in that period we've given you. So the period you've given is 30 days for you to fill the gap areas for this report. I'm aware that they relied on the task force report, but as a committee, you have a mandate also to go beyond what the task force report was presented before the committee. And so therefore, this report will therefore be reintroduced again in 1 month's time when the committee will have finalized. So Chairman Agriculture, please note with your members and ensure that in 1 month's time, this report is tabled conclusively so that we can move forward and ensure that this House is able to consume quality reports which will remain for posterity for the County Assembly of Kericho. So therefore, honorable members, there being no other business, this assembly stands adjourned until today at 2:30 p.m. Thank you.